Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 15th to the 21st of September in my Archer and Olive notebook, and this week I have a bunch of stuff that I'm using to plan with. So my kind of base for this spread is going to be this old planner face kit called Planner Friends. So I have the old format mini kit version of this, and then I have a load of extra full boxes, and then I've more recently bought the box add-on, so that's like the updated format. I also have this cute sticker page from Little Thought Store, which was specific for the SWPC Under the Stars weekend, which is what I did in this week. So I've pulled a bunch of those already. And then I've also grabbed a few of the things out of the swag bag that came from SWPC. So I have this super cute memory keeping page from Plannerface, and then I have these boxes from Josephine Bow Designs, and then I also have a Scribble Prints Co. foil kit, so it's kind of this hollow gold, and I just have the full kit of this. It's very shiny. I'm going to be going full foil this week, mostly because I have a lot to mark in on the weekend. Okay, so that's my pile of stuff. I have all of my character stickers pulled out in my Plannerface reusable sticker album and an extra little sticker sheet because I ran out of space. And then I have some darker blue boxes pulled out from my stash because I'm actually going to try to not use the light blue in the kit. I'm going to try and switch out for a darker blue just so it kind of matches the theme of the weekend a little bit more. And then I of course have my planning notes in front of me. So let's get started with the base of the spread. So I'm going to start with the date covers because that's easy. I was working 5 days this week, so I have my usual layout with my little like mini extra full box area. And I've pre-dated my date covers with the date dots that come in the foil bundle. I actually ended up pulling a lot of the stickers for this spread out while I was at Southwest Planner Club because there was a couple points where I just needed to unwind and just pull some stickers on my own because so much going on, it gets a little bit overwhelming for me. And I think that was the same for quite a lot of the people that I was sitting with. I was sat with the same people that I sat with at Planner Club last year. So the wonderful group Organised Chaos, and yeah, it was just such a fun weekend. I'm gonna swap these two purples around just because I know that in this old mini kit I only have this as my sidebar box. Though I might actually not use it, we'll come back to that. I've got ideas of what I want to do with my sidebar, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pull them off yet. Because I have all these extra memory keeping things that I want to kind of add in, but then still keep my formatting fairly normal for me. But yeah, it's going to be a super busy spread. This one. So yeah, I worked 5 days this week. I had my ongoing issue with my knee, and then we also had the electrician in to come and do some of the start of the work on our lounge, and they messed us about a bit, so that wasn't the most fun thing. I was super excited to get started with the lounge project, and yeah, it didn't get off to the best start, but we are actually getting through it now. So you will see in future plan with me's that it's all going. While I was at Southwest Planner Club, I got a picture of my partner pulling up all the carpet. So he had a fun weekend as well. Okay, so I have my sidebar. I think I was just going to use a bit of deco in my sidebar instead of a flag. And then I have a gold September monthly script from Plannerface. So it's not exactly the same gold as the kit, but I think it's still going to be looking cute. It should blend in quite well. So the two main pieces of this sheet I want to add in are the Planner Friends Make the Best Friends bit and the SWPC ticket. So I kind of wanted this to maybe be there. I think I'm going to very lightly stick down all the stuff that I want to add in. Oh, that can actually just take up that whole bit. Okay, there. And then I think I'm going to go for both different hair colours. And then habit tracker. I think the swag bag. And then I just need one more bit for the bottom. I think we'll do, I'm not going to use both of these full boxes, both of these double boxes. In fact, I might not actually use a double box on the weekend at all. So let's go for this table. Yeah, because we can fit enough of that in to make it. Okay, that's my vibe. Yeah, I'm going to start sticking things down properly. Okay, I think I might overlap this actually. So if I pop them under there, and then I can move my habit tracker up a bit, and then move this sticker up a bit. Oh, I've also just remembered, I pulled out one blue glitter header so that I could have a different coloured glitter header. Okay, so let's just pick up this glitter header and we'll put down this one. Okay, and then I'm not gonna stick that down right now because I need to put an overlay on that one. And then I think if I make this, I want it to look like it's supposed to be wonky. And then I'm just going to trim it where it butts up to other boxes, so it's overlapping. It's overlapping the lines of the box that it's in, but not the adjacent ones. And then okay, I like that. Let's just look for a different habit tracker. Perfect. I have a slightly darker blue habit tracker. Well, not slightly, very much a darker blue habit tracker, but that I think will fit in a bit better. Cute. This is all coming together perfectly. Okay, so now I've got some overlays. I think I'm gonna go with this one, but just flip it. I think you'll still be able to see it. So okay, the stars are right over her face, but not ideal, but we'll get over it. And then we'll have all four corners there, and then I will trim one for down here. Okay, and then pop that one over there. Okay, so that's the sidebar done. And then, because this sticker doesn't overlap Monday, I'm going to leave it as that. And then I think I might just let it go right to the edge. You can always trim off more if I want to trim off more, but you can't trim off less if you've already trimmed something. So okay, we took a little bit of the page off with that one. Okay, and then I don't need to put anything in as my like highlight for the week because that's there. And I know it's a little bit like wonky, but it still looks like a ticket on this side, and I think I wanted it to still look like a ticket more than anything else. While we've got this foil page out, we could do some glitter headers. I'm trying not to like rush myself, but I only have like the normal amount of time I have to film a plan with me this morning because I'm going to team training. So I need to remember that like I can stop if I'm overrunning and then pick it up later. Like I don't have to rush to like get everything down. I can take my time. I think that was one of the reasons why I took like a break from filming my plan with me's, as well as work, like life being too busy, was that I wasn't enjoying my planning because I was rushing everything. I'm gonna come back to the bottom washi actually because I can't decide between these two. I've used more of the like lighter stars on the glitter headers, but okay, we'll come back to that one. Let's get some underlays down. So I use one full underlay box and then I think it's 1.5 centimeters on each short weekday. I have to be careful with my underlay usage this week because I have a finite amount, and then on Saturday I'm going to do my extender at the top. And on Sunday I'll do my extender at the bottom. Yeah, that should be plenty. And then we will create our little hinges to make my extenders. I think I'm going to do that off camera just because I'm slightly worried about how much space I have on my phone today as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we have all of my foil underlays down. I just need to do overlays on these two boxes. So I think on the last, oh no, on this one I'm going to do this overlay. And then down here I will do one of these. I had to trim this box slightly, so the overlay might overlap a smidge. Actually, that's fine. Cute. Okay, so that's all of those bits and pieces down. Now we have to decide on what washi I'm going to use. I think I'm going to go for the like sparkle one rather than the big moon and stars one. This whole foil pack is very like moon and starsy, which matches the theme of the weekend because it was the under the stars weekend. And honestly, this weekend has just made me like super hyped for the next planner meet that I have. So in October, I'm going to the Suteki spooky planner meet, and then in March I'm going up to the Great Planner Getaway in Leeds, which is run by Anna and Beth of the Planners Department. And then just gonna add in the weekend banner and then maybe some sparkles on these bits. So I'm gonna put the weekend banner down here, and then there's all of these sparkly moons and stars. So okay, I think that is all good for the base. Let's give a little wiggle. You can see just how shiny this spread is going to be already. Now we can get into my plans for the week. Okay, so starting off on Monday, I was working from home this day, so I don't have the usual boxes that I would use to mark in work, so we're just gonna have to roll with this. Yeah, so I had my actual working from home day because I still wasn't feeling fantastic. I then had a call from the vet just to check in about Reggie's eye, and she said, okay, yeah, can you bring him in for us to have a quick look at the following day. So that. I only did 3 training sessions this week, so I think I can get away with using event labels. So I also did my snatch session this day. So I was still doing my normal program, but I was just doing powers for everything rather than full depth lifts because my knee was playing up. I think at the bottom of this day I'm going to use one of these scallop boxes for playing some Baldur's Gate, and then another little thing for watching some Rotten Mango. Actually, oh, I'm gonna have to scoot these up. I was hoping that I could leave a little bit more space and see more of the sparkle, but although these stickers are removable, I feel like they stick better. They stick less removably to underlays, especially underlays that are glossy like these. Okay, I think that's cute. So on Monday I just have a vanilla for work, and then the work script from the foil bundle. For calling Reggie's vet, I just have a paw print doodle from Plannerface. For training, I'm not bothering to match my dumbbells this week. I have a dumbbell from Plannerface, which is version 2, and then a custom snatch script. For watching some Rotten Mango, I have the TV icon from the foil bundle, and then for Baldur's Gate in the evening, I just have a computer from Papershire. I did also get the most gorgeous Papershire kit for like at SWPC, but it was all a little bit like completely different purples to what I have in this kit, so I think I've managed to incorporate what I could. Okay, moving on to Tuesday. I was working from home again this day. Sorry, having an old mini kit is kind of throwing me off. After work, I just did my clean training session, and then I cleared the lounge. So we had the electrician coming the next day, so I just finished off that lounge clearing that I had been doing the weekend prior, and then I did my memory planning. Oh, actually, we'll get a foil sticker for that, because I want to try and bring in as much of these as I can. Let's add this one for memory planning. Cute. And then I just had a bit of a lazy evening. Let's use this one. Yeah, for lazy evening. Cool. So for work, I'm using another vanilla from Papershire and another work script from the foil bundle. For training, I have another dumbbells version 2 and a clean script. For clearing the lounge, I have Lottie. I've got her changing a light bulb. Well, not obviously, but I didn't change any light bulbs. But I don't have many like moving furniture stickers, funnily enough. So I can add that one in, and then I have the planner doodle from the kit for doing my memory planning from the week before, and then I'm just using this Polaroid camera for my lazy evening. It's just a bit of deco. I have a planning time script, but I was going to use it at the weekend because then I at least have one gold script on every day, so I think I'll write it in there. Moving on to Wednesday, I worked on site this day, so I'm going to add in a quarter box for that. And the electrician came while I was at work to do basically put some extra sockets in and move some Ethernet ports downstairs so that we can have our computers down there, because they don't really do Wi-Fi. There was dust everywhere, which was not ideal. I've got a really big sticker for this. Hold on, I'll go down to the bottom of the day. Right, the end of the day, I just had a lazy evening. So we'll pop that in for my lazy evening. And I also had a bit of a YouTube binge. Oh, I forgot I have third boxes here. I probably actually could have used a third box. Right, we'll move you over to be working from home on Thursday. And then because the blue in this kit does have a darker blue in it, I think I will use the patterned bits occasionally. Okay, and then electrician, use another little thing for my YouTube binge, and then we'll see what fits for everything being covered in dust. I'm trying to use one of these each day, but I don't think one will fit in there. I know what will fit in there though. One of these bad boys. Okay, for work I have Vanilla saying oh my fucking god. For work again I have the work script from the foil bundle. For the electrician coming I have this little house doodle from the foil bundle, and then for there being dust everywhere I have this emoji. So because he had to drill into like a brick wall and he didn't have like one of them vacuum things that like stops the dust from getting everywhere, the dust got everywhere. So then I have the laptop doodle from the kit for my YouTube binge, and the planner and pajamas doodle from Planner Face to just mark having a lazy evening. Okay, on Thursday I worked from home, and then the electrician came back again to finish off what he'd done the day before. I then went to team training. Okay, that's a super cute and super handy size of box. Let's try and lift it up without cracking all the foil. Okay, you live there now, whether you're straight or not. When I got back from team training, I was told by my partner that the electrics still were not right. So we had to contact the electrician again and say that some of it wasn't connected, and it was all very stressful. And then I again just had a lazy evening. I was watching some YouTube. This day I was watching Ordinary Things, which I think I've binged a lot of their stuff in the past like week and a bit. So for work I have another vanilla and a work script from the foil bundle. I have the smaller house doodle to mark the electrician again. I then have vanilla weightlifting for team training, and a custom team training script from Planner Face, and then also a joke script. When I found out that the electrics still weren't correct, this squidge is how I felt. And then I just have another TV doodle or icon from the foil bundle for watching some YouTube in the evening. Okay, moving on to Friday, I was on site again this day. So we'll use a third box. After work, we went to the pub for a drink because we were both getting quite stressed about the house stuff. I'm gonna use one of these cute half boxes. Yeah, so we walked Reggie down to the pub and just had a bit of time at the pub. I then played some Baldur's Gate in the evening, and we had some drinks at home. This is also payday, but I haven't pulled out anything to mark that in, and my space is now full up, so oh well. I have vanilla at the water cooler for work this day, and then the final work script from the foil bundle. I then have a wine glass doodle and a leash doodle to mark in going to the pub and walking Reggie. I have vanilla gaming for doing some Baldur's Gate, and then I have this deco of two people cheersing cups for some drinks at home. I'm just gonna trim that. Okay, this is looking super cute. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I was a little bit worried about having this in the middle and like it not kind of fitting to my usual format, but it's looking super cute. Okay, so moving on to Saturday. If I pull you down a little bit. I started off this day by packing my suitcase. So I hadn't packed. Actually, let's make that a bit bigger. Yeah, so I haven't packed because of all of the stuff going on in the house. It was just a bit of a mess, so I have that for packing. And then while I was trying to get ready for everything, our flooring was delivered 2 days early. It was supposed to arrive on the Monday, so that was kind of stressful because my partner wasn't about to help and I just had to deal with it. We then drove up to Cheltenham for SWPC, so it's not a very long drive for us. So Kelly, my friend from Cal's New Planet, picked me up and we drove down, and then I was going to mark in doing table gifts. So I'm going to have to start marking things in a bit bigger soon, but let's get that little bit out of the way first. Okay, we then had the intro and bingo. I've remembered I've got all of these as well. Let's go for this one. Okay, so intro and bingo there. And then we had our first like shopping break. We agreed, or I suggested, I can't remember, that for the first like shopping bit we would just have a look around, and then I saw a Hobonichi Weeks cover that was super cute, and the shop only had like 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, okay, well, I've been looking for one of these. This is one of the things that I was like, I'm gonna get. So I immediately went back on my like, let's not shop straight away, let's have a look at everything. Immediately out the window. While that was going on, we were doing some make and takes as well. So I fit that in, yeah. So we did a couple of the make and takes. Then we could check into the hotel, and we also, our group, someone on my table had made iron-on, like heat transfer vinyl t-shirts for us all. So we just bought the t-shirt and then we had to do the vinyl ourselves. So we did that in the hotel room once we had checked in, when we got changed for the evening bit. It's got a bit of weird size in there, but should be okay. Oh, I've done all this too small. Okay. For shopping, I'm gonna switch in this one. And then I just won't fit things underneath. Then we've got make and takes, then have check-in and doing our pajamas. Next up, when we, oh, I didn't put in the blanket. Okay, let's add that in. So when we went down for the evening bit, there was a super cute zebra blanket. And then we did a little paint and sip. The meal for this day, or like the dinner for this day, was like an American style buffet. Then while a few people were looking at the D-stash table for my table, the D-stash table always like stresses me out because it's like so busy and so packed with stuff that me and Heather just went and did a tequila shot for no reason other than, you know, why not? I then have a massive sticker for the next thing, so we'll use one of these for there's then a journal along with Once More with Love. That was super cute. Then at the end of the evening they said, oh, someone's got a star under their chair, and if it's you, then you've won some goodies. And it was me. I never win anything. So that was wild. Also, when I moved my chair earlier in the day, Kelly had seen it and then like stuck it back under my chair, so she knew it was going to happen. And then we had we were just having some drinks in the bar in the evening, and I was chatting to Anna and Tilly, and it's like the first time I met Tilly in real life. So it was really lovely to like see all these people that I've either never met in real life and have just like interacted with online, or that I've not seen for ages because I only really see them at planner events. So yeah, it's just a really lovely weekend. So for all of my icons, for the sheet from Little Thought Store, I've actually trimmed all of the words off because I want to write things in, basically. But I'm still using the icons. So I have the Little Thought Store suitcase for my packing in the morning. I then have an envelope for my flooring arriving because I didn't really know how else to mark that. Then I have the car for traveling to the event, and then a little present icon from the foil bundle for table mate gifts. For bingo, I have the registration thingy from the Little Thought Store sheet. And then for shopping, I have a shopping icon from the foil bundle. For doing make and takes, I have this pen pot doodle from the planner face kit. And then for doing our t-shirts, I have an ironing vanilla, which I never use because I never actually iron. I iron so infrequently that Kelly had to do my t-shirt because I'm not good at doing ironing. I then needed to add something else for the blanket. Let's go for this pillow icon for the blanket. And then we did our paint and sip, and I just have this icon, which I think is from a planner face sampler, but I figured it fit perfectly. For tequila shot, I have this little drink icon from the foil bundle. And then for the journal along, I have this massive sticker from the Little Thought Store sheet, and then I'm just popping a planning time over that from the foil bundle. For winning the gold star thingy, I have a gold star, which I'm going to stick over this other gold star because gold starception. And then for drinks in the bar, I just have a drink doodle from Plannerface. So that is day one. I'm a little bit annoyed that I still didn't, I'm really bad at managing to like fit things in under the extenders that I create, but I don't hate it, so we'll leave it like that. Moving on to Sunday, this is another jam-packed day, and if I move you up, you should be able to, yeah, you'll be able to see. Every time that I've done these extenders, I've forgotten that you can't see this if I don't move my planner, but I'm actually remembering it this time. Okay, so to start off on Sunday, we had breakfast, and then sadly we had to check out before we actually started the event for the day, because checkout was at 10 and we started at 10. This day I did more shopping, and I'm not going to make the same mistake I made on Saturday. I'm going to mark that in a big, I have a bigger bag for this time. The workshops for this day was so much fun. So the first one that I'm going to mark in, I think with one of my dark blue stickers, was the Wisporia mini planner cart assembly. So it was like a 3D printed planner cart, like the one from that you can get from IKEA, and you like glued it all together, and then yeah, it's just a little mini planner cart that can hold a bunch of washi. So it's super cute. I cannot wait to have my desk organised downstairs so that I can put my planner cart on it. We then had a swag drop, and this was a personal rings from Papershire, which is gorgeous. There was then a bit of time for doing some journaling, and I was quite grateful for that because I was getting kind of overwhelmed by everything. So we just did some journaling. We then had lunch, so I'm going to mark that in pink. And then the photo booth opened, so I wanted to mark in that we did 3 photos. So it was like not exactly a photo booth like it was last year, but it was like a backdrop, and there was a professional photographer there that would do your photos. And so we did one of me and Cal, one of like our whole table, and then we had one with Anna and all the other PR team people from Plannerface who were there, because there was like including Anna. There was like 5 of us, which I think is the most of us that have ever been in one room at the same time. So we had to take a photo. I then was just pulling some stickers for this spread because I was getting a bit overwhelmed again. Who me? Never. So I just sat and pulled some stickers. We then had a junk journaling workshop, which was super fun. And I think it got a lot of people into junk journaling. Okay, I can make things a bit bigger. I am running out of bigger stickers. We then had the good old raffle. And finished off the day with me and Kel raiding the swaps table, like the D-stash table. Kel runs a journaling club at the school she used to work at, so we oh, I don't want that to be upside down. So basically once people are leaving, we take everything that wasn't wanted off the D-stash table so that it can go to her journaling club, and they all absolutely love getting like loads of washi and stuff, as we all do. But then it was sadly time to drive home because my partner had been pulling up carpet all weekend with his dad. They were at the pub, so I joined them at the pub. And then the last thing that I want to mark in is that I just had a lazy evening because I was so tired. Let's pop it in that way around so I've got space to write. Okay, so for breakfast in the morning, I have the coffee cup doodle from the kit. And then for checking out, I have the alarm clock doodle from the foil bundle. For shopping this day, I have a shopping bag from the Little Thought Store page. And then for our washi cart Wisporia workshop, I have vanilla with some washi. For the swag drop, I have this swag bag from the Little Thought Store sheet. Oh, I also have the shopping script from Planife, from the foil bundle. For doing a little bit of my own journaling, I have the book doodle from the kit. And then for lunch, I have the fork and knife icon from the foil bundle. For the photo booth, I have the Polaroid photo booth icon from the Little Thought Store sheet. And then for pulling stickers, I have the sticker sheet from the foil bundle. For junk journaling, I have Squidge doing some journaling. Oh, I've put all these the wrong way around now. Okay, so then for the raffle, I just have a little dollar bill from the foil bundle. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up the Josephine Bow stickers from here without cracking them, so they're just going to stay the way around that they are, and it's just going to be a little bit more inconvenient to write on them. For raiding the D-stash table, I have the, I kind of want to move, it's going to cover up a lot of the foil, oh well. I have the D-stash table sticker from the Little Thought Store sheet. For driving home, I have the car doodle, which I think I'm going to have to trim or fold somehow. I think it'll be okay. For the pub, I have a wine glass doodle, and then for my lazy evening, I am going to try and move it. Okay, it's a good start. Okay, we saved it. I have this very tired Squidge, who is again going to cover up all, like half the foil, but there'll be space to write at least. Okay, I am just going to peel up this car sticker a smidge. There we go. Okay. So that is SWPC 2025, the spread. I am absolutely in love with how this has turned out. I was a bit worried, as I said, about using these elements from the planner face sheet, but I think it looks amazing, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to go fill all this in, and I will be right back with the final spread. So here is the spread all filled out, and I am so happy with how this has turned out. You know, when you have just like the best weekend and you really want your planner spread to reflect how good of a time you had, well, I think I've managed it with this one. I'm, yeah, so happy with it. As I've said a couple times already, I'm really happy with adding in how I've added in the elements that I wouldn't usually have with this sort of spread. And it's just so shiny. I don't think the camera will do it justice. But yeah, that is everything for this video, friends. If you've made it this far, leave me a purple heart in the comments, and leave me any other comments or questions you might have in the comment section down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!